can see your slides. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Okay.
So the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. At first, I'd like to introduce myself as I am Sandeep Saha, and I just completed my PhD under the supervision of Professor Gautam Gangopadhyay from SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, India. And I would like to say thanks to the organizer for giving me this opportunity to present my work before the world leading scientist. I don't have any direct connection with Professor Nicholas, but I read his book called The Introduction to Nonlinear Science, which is very easy to read and helped me a lot to understand such a complex nonlinear phenomena. Also, I would like to mention my work is not include any stochasticity or any thermodynamic quantity. However, I am moving forward, and my work is basically the title of the presentation is Suppressing Birhythmicity by Parametrically Modulating Nonlinearity in Limit Cycle Oscillators. And this work has been done jointly with Professor Sagar Chakraborty, who is our collaborator from IIT Kanpur. Okay. So this is the outline of my work. I will talk about the control of birhythmicity, its advantages, disadvantages, and methods. And I will conclude my work, and there is a future direction which I would like to share. Okay, so at first I'd like to introduce what is birhythmicity. Birhythmicity is basically the combination of three limit cycle oscillators, where in between the two stable limit cycle oscillators, there is an unstable oscillator, which is basically dividing the basin of attraction of the stable oscillator. These solid lines are the stable oscillator, and this is an unstable oscillator. This was observed from an experimental object. This has been observed from an experimental realization by the group of Goldwater and F. Moran and Goldwater in 1984, and which is very popular to understand the central metabolism dynamics of yeast cells. And the associated equation of this birhythmicity of this glycolytic model, which is called the Goldwater model, is these equations. So this is very complex in form. So I would not I would continue the concept of birhythmicity, but with not this kind of equations. I have taken a toy model called the Kaiser model, which is basically the birhythmicity, which is an extended version of the Van der Pol oscillator, which I'll introduce in my later slide. So there are several advantages and disadvantages of birhythmicity. One, the immediate advantage includes basically within the same parameter region, you will get a larger amplitude oscillations. You have to just change the value, initial value. You have to change the initial value. At the same time, it is very unpredictable in nature. Once you are taking any initial value close to the basin boundary, that means the close to the unstable limit cycle, then you cannot predict where the system will settle at large time. So this is very unpredictable in nature. So that's why it needs to be controlled. And this Pisarcik et al. Has introduced this concept of controlling biostability or controlling birhythmicity in this article. So this is, I will continue this model, which is the Kaiser model. This is the Kaiser model, and this is the extended version of the Van der Pol model by adding some higher order nonlinearity. Initially, it was a Van der Pol model. So this system shows birhythmicity in nature. So there are several controlling mechanisms available in the literature. So one of which is the delayed feedback approach. One can control how this mechanism works. I will show in my later slide. So this is one of the controlling mechanism. This is another controlling mechanism called the conjugate self-feedback approach. Later, this is another controlling mechanism called the self-feedback approach. And there is another mechanism called the filter feedback approach, which is, you can see this approach is basically in three-dimensional flow space, but that can be reduced into two-dimensional flow space if we take a trial solution of X, and if we put that X value, then we can get the Z solution where the large amplitude oscillation will be ideally damped out, and the system will allow to pass the low frequencies actually. That's why it is called the low pass filter. Now, initially, this system was the biorhythmic model. This is the Kaiser biorhythmic model. Once we have this biorhythmicity, then we will get a parameter region within this phase space, alpha beta parameter space. This is the biorhythmic parameter region. And here you can get the monorhythmicity. That means a single limit cycle oscillator, stable limit cycle oscillator. Now, once we apply this kind of mechanism, then we can, and if we take any alpha beta parameter value here, and if we apply this mechanism, then we will have this parameter region. So if we take any initial value from any parameter value from here, and we apply this mechanism, then we can conclude that the biodiversity is fully controlled. But there is a huge overlap between these two regions. If we take any alpha beta parameter value from here, and if we apply this mechanism, then we will still have the biodiversity. So we cannot conclude that the biodiversity is fully controlled. As you can see, there is a huge overlap, almost 94% overlap between these two regions, 94 to 96% overlap between these two regions. So that's why, so we can say that this mechanism is no longer valid to control such kind of mechanism. So we have proposed a mechanism to control such kind of biodiversity using the parametric oscillation or parametric excitation or the periodic modulation. So what periodic modulation can cause in a system? Suppose if we have a stable attractor, stable fixed point, and if we apply this kind of periodic oscillations, then the system will show the sustained oscillation. And this result is has been reported by Ghosh et al. In this article. And once we have a limit cycle oscillator, that means already a periodic oscillations. And if we apply another periodic modulation into the system will produce a resonance, and it is obvious, very obvious to the system will produce a resonance and also anti-resonance. So what this Chakraborty et al. Did this is the Van der Pol system, and they applied this periodic excitation into this system. And after applying this mechanism, they have the external frequency. They have some resonance and anti-resonance at the external frequency, capital omega equal to 2 and 4. So if we apply in this monorhythmic system, if we apply this delayed mechanism, then we also can have the biorhythmicity. So initially, I have already shown that the delay mechanism is no longer valid to control such kind of biorhythmicity. Rather, delay is basically producing. This is a monorhythmic system, and applying this mechanism, this delay term is actually producing such kind of biorhythmicity. Okay, so this is the bifurcation diagram which we have plotted using by adopting some another coordinate. Initially, the system was in x dot coordinate system. And after applying Krylov-Bogoliubov perturbator method, we have the amplitude and phase equation. And after applying this kind of transformation, we have another Cartesian coordinate system. And from there, we can actually analyze such kind of bifurcation. Okay, so this is the bifurcation diagram, and this shows that within this excitation strength, the system is monorhythmic, and after crossing this barrier, the system becomes a biorhythmic. So till now, I have already talked about that the delay mechanism is no longer valid to control such kind of biorhythmicity. Rather, delay is actually producing biorhythmicity. So we have applied this parametric modulation in these biorhythmic oscillations, and we observed that the biorhythmicity is fully controlled at a particular external frequency. That means capital omega equal to 6. So we can say that because at the capital omega equal to 6, the oscillation, the magnitude of the oscillation is the same. And if we plot such kind of thing, then we can conclude that the biorhythmicity is fully controlled from this gamma critical value to this gamma critical value between 0 to 2. And this is the stream plot of the in the PQ phase space, where this region is shows as the biorhythmicity. Each green dots shows the biorhythmicity in this PQ phase space, and this in this region, in this gamma region, we can say that the biorhythmicity is fully controlled. But here, this approach has also a restriction, because we cannot control the total biorhythmicity. The biorhythmicity is fully controlled at a particular frequency, capital omega equal to 6. But we cannot say the biorhythmicity is fully controlled. So later, we have actually studied the combination of the periodic modulation along with the delayed mechanism, and then we have actually observed that the biorhythmicity is controlled in the other external frequencies, that is capital omega equal to 2, 4, and 6, and the biorhythmicity is also controlled about 92% up to at capital omega equal to 8. So we can say that the biodensity is fully controlled about 92%. And if we further increase the time delay value, then we can say that the biodensity is controlled about 94%. So as a conclusion, I can say that the interplay of delay and periodically modulated nonlinearity can control the multidensity when one of them alone is fails to do so. If delay fails, then the periodic modulation can control the biodensity, and if the periodic excitation fails, then the delay can control the biodensity within some certain region. And as a future direction, so the optimal combinations of the other controlling mechanism against perturbation due to in presence of the periodic excitation can be studied in future. And finally, I'd like to say thanks to my supervisor, Professor Gautam Gangopadhyay, and my collaborator. These people, Professor Devshankar Ray and Ranjit Mukhopadhyay, are not directly related with associated with this work, but I have learned a lot of things from them. And finally, I would like to say thank you for your kind attention. And any questions?
Thank you. So thanks for this nice talk. And yes, we do have time for questions, maybe one or two short questions, I think. So is there anyone in the audience having questions now? I have some, at least one. So you explore different kinds of feedbacks and modulations. But it is for an extension of the van der Pol oscillator. So I was wondering, if it were a real oscillator, what sort of physical mechanism do you think could lead to that sort of feedback or modulation?
Sorry, I didn't get your point.
So you have a model for an oscillator, and then you have different kinds of feedbacks, like time delayed feedback and so on. So what do you think this look like in
feedback at the Yeah, in the real life, basically biodensity, as I explained, biodensity is very unpredictable in nature. And once you have biodensity in your system, then you cannot predict ultimately the system finally will settle. So you cannot predict the system where the system will settle at large time. So that's why it needs to be controlled. And these are the mechanism of controlling mechanism where after applying this kind of mechanism, you will get the you will control the biodensity. And this is the biodynamic region, and this is the monorhythmic region. And applying this mechanism, you will have this quiet region will be monorhythmic, and this region will be biodynamic. So you have to control the biodensity to avoid this unpredictability.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know if there are any